Well, I couldn't help but notice, Austin Ekeler, when I mentioned your ability to score from anywhere on the field and your speed and your elusiveness and your value, and you referred to Tyreek Hill and you mentioned the word compensated. That's why he's compensated that way. Was that purposeful to use that word, Austin?
It wasn't actually.
Oh, okay. So it just slipped out?
I used it in a general sense.
Okay.
You know, if you want to talk, I know where you're getting at. Here's the thing. If you are an impact player on your team,
yes,
or can be an impact player on any team, then first of all, I think you should have a fair shot to get an open market contract and not be subject to a franchise tag, lock you in for 1 year. You don't get to negotiate anything. Maybe it's a good deal for you. Maybe it's not. Regardless, you don't get to negotiate it. Here it is. And you get all the risk. Sure, it's guaranteed, but you have all the risk. You don't have anything after that. If you go out there and tear your Achilles and you don't have any years after that, then and then on the flip side, if you do amazing and you set records and have a record-breaking year, they can franchise you again. So that in itself is what I don't agree with. But if you are able to contribute at a high level and sustain that, then I feel like you should be compensated for that and not generalized as your position in the generalness of your position. Like, oh, you play running back, and so this is generally what running backs do. But it's like saying Tyreek Hill is just a receiver, and so he's just a receiver. You know, it's like, no, he's a receiver, but the impact that he makes when he's on the field is winning and losing. That's the difference between winning and losing in some of these games.
Yes.
And that there's more value that should be put on that.
Well, I'm not trying to stir anything up, although I just did ask that question. But I'll be honest with you. I was watching this game, and I'm not just watching it because I thought it was one of the most fascinating matchups of the game. I'll be straight up. I've got you on not one but two fantasy leagues. So because I'm smart and I know football. Okay. But I'm sitting there and I'm watching this and I'm watching you run and I'm watching you perform. And I know when you're doing it, you're in the game. You are focused. You are a professional. You are doing what you need to do to help your team win. I totally understand it. But I'm sitting there from the couch watching your numbers go up and the phone in my hand. I'm thinking, oh, isn't it interesting how much he's being utilized and how important he is to whether the Chargers win or lose today? That's what I'm thinking. Do you think that when you get the stat sheet at the end of the day, Austin?
You know, it's something that is there, yes. Like, I feel like I am a pivotal role in the Chargers offense. And I feel like I have been that for the past, especially 2 years. And it's the same mindset that it is this year. It's like, that is my role. My role is, Austin, you are one of the most consistent guys on the field, and we need you to be that because that's what you built yourself up to be. And that's how we rely on you in this offense. Like, we need you to catch. If we don't have our receivers, because Keenan and Mike are out, you're catching 107 balls. And that's what I did last year. And guess what? We still made it to the playoffs. This year, if we got all of our receivers healthy, Austin, we need you to run the dang ball. Guess what? I'm showing up to the plate and I'm running the ball. And guess what? I'm going to be efficient in either role that they need me to be in because I can do it. I can do it. And that's how I apply myself. And I make sure that I'm ready for whatever role that is that week that they need me to play. And it's going to be at a high level and it's going to be consistent because that's who I am as a person. That's what I do. I do things at a high level and I really apply myself, not just, oh, I do it 100%, but no, I am tapped into like my survival instincts to make sure this thing works. And that's how I've gotten from number 3, 6 string on the depth chart to now I'm starting for your team, and not only starting for your team, but you expect me to be one of your biggest playmakers on your team. And what has brought me to this still lives within me, still keeps me at this level of play that I can sustain. And, so for me, yeah, it's a great thing if you have me on your fantasy team. But yeah, I definitely expect myself to be able to, step up to any role. And I do see that, yeah, I do contribute. And if I'm not contributing, I'm trying to figure out what the heck went wrong. And I need to get it fixed because the role that I have right now is be the contributor. And hey, the team needs to lean on me. And I want them to lean on me because I can take on that role.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern for free.